So you see this cool game called Horse Life, and you go in and you select your horse and you do the tutorial, but then you have no idea what you're doing. Hi everybody, Lavender here. So I'm going to be doing a small short tutorial on how to do these things in Horse Life, and I'm going to be explaining some other beginner things that you should know. So after you do the tutorial, there's going to be stables, inventory, quests, and shop. So first off, you have your stables, and that is for your horses where they are stored. You can equip and unequip there, and then you can organize by species, and you can do by traits, by value, etc. Now it is in-game value, not hour value, depending on the species. So if you exit that, you go to your inventory, and it's all sorted by all, gear, food, potions, material, and equipment. Gear is lassos, food is obviously apples and stuff, potions are like wing potions, mutations, etc. Materials can be eggs, geos, and other things, and then equipment is like your horse tack and accessories that they can wear. Now if you exit of that and you go to quest, you can see your species that you have, then you have your discovery index, which is just to help you organize and keep track of what you do have. There's mutations, there's glows, there's wings, and there's many other things. And then if you go back and then you go to species, you can see that we do have species. Now I am one species behind on this video, so now we have about 25 different types of species horses, and you can just click on all of them that say new, just because you had trait drops about a month ago, and then you can just clear that out. And then you see the little yellow circle on the top right corner of a species. It just shows how many traits you just discovered on that specific species. Each species does have its own kind of design, so that's very unique about each and every single one of them. So if you could just go ahead and clear that out so you know that you've already discovered it, you can go down and you can go to your quest and click the plus button. Now those are all the species that you do have to pay for to be able to open and unlock, and then you can go ahead, do the quest, and then you're able to breed that specific species. Now you can collect all species and catch them, but you cannot breed them until you have done the quest. Now you can go down to story mode on the right side. Now that's just something that is telling us where we're from, etc. in the game. And then if you go down, you have your daily mission. And then if you go down once more, you have your map, and you spawn inside of a corral instead of spawn, but it is near spawn, but that is not your spawn. Now to do the quest, it is going to be a pony quest. You have to tame 3 horses, breed a horse twice, and then harvest 5 forage bowls, jump over 5 obstacles. So if you can go right ahead and head out of the corral, you can go and find some wild horses. You can equip the lasses like they taught you how to catch, and then you can catch your 3 first horses. Now I did want to show where I am currently at, still around spawn, but if you see these horse heads on your maps, it just shows which species is where around the entire map, so it does keep track for you, so thank you, dev. So once you catch your 3 horses, you can go ahead and claim your prize for doing that task, and then you can start moving on to the next one. And the next one that I did was jump over 5 obstacles, and that you can find around spawn, just following the trail along spawn, or if you want to explore the map, that's good too. But I just jumped around 5 of the logs around spawn, which was just following the trail back and forth, and then I moved on to the next task, which was harvesting forageables. So forageables can be harvested from berry bushes, it can be apple barrels, and then it can also be the food pallets around spawn, which is really convenient because it is at spawn. So you can just go ahead and destroy 5 of those, and for that I really do prefer doing apple barrels as a beginner, just because it's 5 damage, not a bunch of like 10-20 damage. So once you are done collecting your harvest, you can go right ahead and move on to the next one, which would be the breeding 2 horses. Now in the tutorial they did show how to breed horses. If you forgot, you can just go ahead and do what I did. I did only have one available male horse, so I did have to feed him food to speed up his process so he can rebreed again. But I like to go ahead and just claim the foals, and then after that just sell them. So you're just gonna go ahead and breed them twice, and then that should be it for your pony quest. Now you can not just only catch them, you can go ahead and also breed ponies, all that you like. Now after you do this and you go back to quest, you can see now that the index is now green, and that means that they're are replays available, so you can catch a certain amount of ponies and then you can go ahead and gain some accessories or tag like socks and many other things. But that is it for me for this small tutorial, guys. I am going to be posting on how to open up Market Realm in the next videos, so do stay tuned and like, comment, and make sure you follow